A grown woman, you make this decision. What is the moment? What is the trigger for you to think, I want to reconnect now? Did something happen? Did you just...
I got a kid. Well, a kid. I got a kid.
At that time.
And you're going to think this is really nuts. But
Never.
I really wanted him to swab the side of his mouth so I could do the 23andMe thing. I really care about my ancestry. I'm trying to figure out all of this stuff because I want to know where we're from. Like, you know what I mean? That all that kind of stuff means a lot to me. So I was thinking about that, but above anything, really thinking about like what a better time to connect with him. And if he says yes, great. If he says no, great. I was okay with you know.
Do you think he would have said no?
You just never know.
But did it occur to you? Did you think?
Yes.
Say my name, kinda shake. Baby, I heard you. I'm here to serve you. How I love him for his generosity. My man, my man, my man.
She said,
You don't know what you mean to me. Baby, I'ma be a motivation. We don't wanna never end. It's like I like to say, cool thing. Put your hands all on my body, ride that thing just like a Harley.
You know, my mom was a hard worker. She was a housekeeper and nanny my life. And it was a transitional time where I moved from being with my mom to with Tina and Matthew and B and so on. She said, I knew when you told me that you had a dream, I had to figure out how you were going to get to this dream. This is a part of it and you have to go.
Oh, sweetie. You might want to sit down for this because we're about to talk about Kelly Rowland. You know her from Destiny's Child, rocking the stage like no one else, and even making waves as a solo artist. But don't let all that sparkle fool you. Kelly's life has been full of ups and downs, with plenty of drama, secrets, and some pretty shocking moments. We're talking news stories that'll leave you surprised, family issues that'll make you raise an eyebrow, and juicy details that feel like something out of a reality show. Becoming a star isn't just about awards and glamorous events. There's a lot of chaos behind the scenes. So, let's take a closer look at Kelly Rowland's journey because her story is way more interesting than you might think. It all started when she was born as Kelendria Trine Rowland on February 11th, 1981 in Atlanta, Georgia. And trust me, her early life wasn't the fairy tale you'd imagine.
Hey, I'm Kelly Rowland, and I'll tell you all the reasons why I'm very proud to be from.
Now hold on, because this is where things get serious. Life wasn't all perfect and happy. There were tough times at home. Doris, Kelly's mom, was dealing with domestic abuse. She decided to leave her toxic marriage, pack up their lives, and move to Houston, Texas to start fresh. But wait, here's where it gets really interesting. After they got to Texas, Kelly's life changed completely. By the time she was just 7 years old, Doris made a big decision. She let Kelly move in with the Knowles family. Yes, that Knowles family. Beyonce's parents, Matthew and Tina. And it wasn't just temporary. They actually became Kelly's legal guardians.
Growing up with my mom, my dad being in and out of my life.
Kelly and Beyonce were super close growing up, like real sisters. Together they started something amazing. They met the Knowles family, which felt like gaining a new family while still having Kelly's mom and a two moms and a father kind of situation. Those two were inseparable. They formed a group called Girls' Time and worked hard, side by side. But don't get it wrong, success didn't come easy. They had to hustle. They spent hours practicing, recording, and perfecting their harmonies, pushing themselves to get better. They even went on Star Search, a big talent show, but lost in front of the entire nation. Tough, right? But they didn't give up. That rejection didn't stop them. The girls from Houston, Kelly, Beyonce, and the group kept performing anywhere they could and stayed focused on their goals. By the time Kelly was just 5 or 6, she was already singing solos at church like a professional. They were determined and never let setbacks hold them back.
My life. And it was a transitional time where I moved from being with my mom to with Tina and Matthew and B and so on. She said, I knew when you told me that you had a dream, I had to figure out how you were going to get to this dream. This is a part of it and you have to go.
It was her choir teacher who first noticed her natural talent. Kelly treasured that encouragement like it was gold. Sometimes all it takes is one person to recognize your potential and give you the confidence to move forward.
Just go back to it one more time for me to get some more footage. Just get the strongest harmony parts. I just need a few more minutes of footage, that's all.
The children of the world.
Destiny's Child didn't just become famous in the late 90s, they completely took over. When No, No, No Part 2 came out in 1998, it was a game changer. They ruled the music industry. Kelly still gets goosebumps thinking about the first time they heard their song on the radio. Imagine this. The girls were packed in a car, driving through Houston to pick up Solange, when No, No, No started playing. Chaos broke out. They were screaming, laughing, and probably driving the poor driver crazy.
We're challenging our young group from Houston. Welcome, Ativia, Nina, E. Ashley, the hip hop girls time.
Destiny's Child wasn't just another girl group. Oh no, they were a big deal. Even grandmas were dancing to their songs. They sold tens of millions of records, had fans going crazy, and set the standard for success. Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle were the perfect team. And by the time Kelly was only 18, she was already a millionaire, living the good life. But don't let all the glitz and glamour fool you. There was a lot of drama behind the scenes. The group went through big changes, with members leaving and joining like a revolving door.
First person that said, "Oh, you can actually sing. You should use that."
My choir instructor.
How old were you?
6, maybe 5 or 6. 5, 6, 7, like in that age range.
While all of this was happening, there were tons of rumors about Matthew's harsh way of managing things. People were talking about favoritism, power struggles, and all kinds of behind-the-scenes drama, which the tabloids couldn't get enough of.
It was more so like, because it took us a while to get our record deal, for some people it was like, oh yeah, y'all and y'all little record deal. Oh yeah, y'all and y'all little music thing. Let me make it very clear. One should never little anybody's anything.
I know that's right.
It's such a disrespect. Like, I think that we kind of just do that naturally. Oh, I'm gonna go to this little thing that's such and such. It's not little. When someone gets an opportunity to do something, it's an opportunity, which makes it big for them, and you delight in that moment for them with them, because it ain't little. Like, little is when you're belittling something or someone, and it's fine. People did that. My have to.
Through all the chaos, Destiny's Child managed to stay together long enough to give their fans the perfect goodbye, a final album in 2004 called Destiny Fulfilled. But wait, Kelly had one more big announcement during a concert in Barcelona. She revealed that Destiny's Child was officially breaking up. Fans were shocked. However, the group assured everyone there was no drama and that they were ending on good terms. Whether people believed that or not is another story. When Destiny's Child decided to split, Kelly Rowland was super nervous about going solo. Think about it. She had always been the quiet but strong member of one of the biggest girl groups ever, and now she had to handle everything on her own.
Car picking up Solange. That's the first time y'all heard. No, on the radio.
97.95.
Everybody is tripping. But how did the people around you change? Because it doesn't seem like y'all changed. But I'm sure fame, all of a sudden people like, oh, wait a minute. Like, they're really making it. How did people around you change? And how did that change you as a teenage girl? Probably just wanted acceptance like all of us.
Well, you know, it was more so like
Survivor, her.
In 2002, Kelly released her first album, Simply Deep, and let's just say the world wasn't ready for how amazing it was. And that track, Dilemma, with Nelly, it had everyone feeling emotional. The album did well, but it wasn't just about the music. It was about Kelly gaining confidence and stepping into her own power. That's when she started to realize she was meant to shine. But behind the scenes, things were far from easy. In 2009, Kelly made a big decision that had everyone talking. She fired her manager, Matthew Knowles, yes, Beyonce's dad. People were buzzing with rumors, saying there had been tension for a while. Kelly didn't say anything bad about him, but it was clear she was done playing second fiddle. She wanted to take control of her career. After years of working under Matthew, it was time for her to take charge. The gossip spread fast, with people wondering if there was drama. But Kelly stayed classy and focused on her next move. She wasn't letting anyone hold her back, especially with all the success she was building on her own. And then there's the story of Kelly's dad, which is a whole emotional ride. She grew up without him for most of her childhood, and his absence weighed heavily on her for years. It left her with trust issues that followed her well into adulthood.
What started sort of the rift that ultimately had you leave the group?
I mean, ultimately, it was management. He did get kind of loud, and I don't know the right word to say it right now, but it's not a way you would want somebody treating your 18-year-old daughter fresh out of the hospital from stomach flu and dehydration. It just started getting more where I guess I wasn't saying anything, like I said. I was just taking it, and like you said, I'm on the outside, I'm around everybody, their whole family, and Michelle has her family who's like all God-fearing in a church, and they stick together, and I'm kind of like the one out left or whatever, and I've been taking care of myself and holding my family down, so I kind of felt like I was a little bit like, okay, you need to be happy to be here, so just take it. I did, until I was tired of taking it, and not from management, and not, like I said, from someone who you don't want talking to your daughter that way or dealing with your daughter, because my father had issues.
But wait, don't think this is the end of the story. Oh no, things are about to get even more exciting. Fast forward to when Kelly is all grown up, married, and a mother herself. That's when she decided it was time to face her past. After all those years of living without him, Kelly was finally ready to see if there was a chance for reconciliation. Was she nervous? Of course. Who wouldn't be? But she was determined to get some answers, and she wasn't backing down. So what did she do? She found him, set up a meeting, and showed up with a 23andMe kit, just in case anyone doubted their biological connection. She wasn't joking around.
No, I think that it's nervous and scary and, anxious, and what are they gonna think? It's one voice instead of three, and all these different things. And yeah, it drives you a little mad for a second until you just wrap your head around it.
Who helped you get over that fear, or what helps you get over that fear? I can imagine you.
Yeah, but you have no choice really, because it's happening. You know what I mean? It's just
this is coming.
Yeah, this is coming. It's gonna happen, regardless. I had to keep up with this moving train. That's really how it.
Yes, this wasn't some sweet, long-lost father-daughter reunion. No, Kelly had serious questions and was looking for answers, even if it wasn't easy. When they finally met face-to-face, emotions were everywhere: anger, relief, confusion, and surprisingly understanding. Seeing him again after so many years of pain and unsolved issues was tough. But as they talked, Kelly started to understand how much his PTSD had affected his life and their broken relationship.
Grown woman, you make this decision. What is the moment? What is the trigger for you to think, I want to reconnect now? Did something happen? Did you just...
I got kids. Well, a kid. I got a kid.
At that time.
And you're going to think this is really nuts. But
Never.
I really wanted him to swab the side of his mouth so I could do the 23andMe thing. I really care about my ancestry. I'm trying to figure out all of this stuff because I want to know where we're from. You know what I mean? That all that kind of stuff means a lot to me. So I was thinking about that, but above anything, really thinking about what a better time to connect with him. Mm-hmm. And if he says yes, great. If he says no, great. I was okay with,
Do you think he would have said no?
You just never know.
But did it occur to you, did you think?
It didn't fix everything, but it gave Kelly a whole new way of thinking. She had to face all the emotional scars left by his absence, especially the trust issues with men. Despite all the pain, Kelly decided to move on. She was determined to start fresh for herself and her kids. Kelly's always been honest, and this time was no different. She didn't just sit back and let life happen. She worked through her healing and found peace with her past, even though it wasn't a perfect ending. But it was real, and Kelly was finally ready to take control of her own story. Then, tragedy hit. Her mom, Doris, passed away shortly after Kelly became a mother. Losing the woman who had always been her strength was a huge loss. It left a hole that no one could fill. After I had my son, losing my mom was hard. But my husband was amazing, really helped me get through it all, Kelly said. Even through all the heartbreak, Kelly found comfort in the love of her family. She married Tim Weatherspoon, who has been her support, and while she took his last name legally, she still kept Rowland for her career. Together, they built a wonderful life and had 2 kids. Despite all the struggles, Kelly's children became her new source of happiness. But the pain of losing her mom would never completely go away. Even with all the challenges in her personal life, Kelly kept her career strong. She wasn't waiting for things to get better. She was out there making things happen. As a judge on The X Factor in the US and UK, and later The Voice in Australia, people loved her positive energy and her ear for talent. She gave everything from guidance to some sharp comments. But that wasn't all. Kelly wasn't just sticking to reality TV. She was also making her mark on the big and small screens. She impressed everyone when she played the legendary Gladys Knight in American Soul on BET.
I remember thinking about, what if he doesn't respond?
So you even thought about that? I never even
I
thought
thought about it. What if he doesn't respond? I remember walking to meet him. My feet got heavy. I mean, he showed up, but even still, like, I had all these things I wanted to say. I was going to go in on this man. Why weren't you there? Why didn't you such and such? I can't believe what you, like, I knew and it was all spewing.
So you had anger. You had anger.
I kid you not. The moment I walked in there, I saw his face. I saw how old he was. I saw time. I said, something said, be quiet. I was quiet. I let this man talk for 2 hours. 2 hours he needed to get out everything that he needed to get out. And he still kept talking. And then, you know, it was like certain things that he told me, like, fit the other side of a part of a story that my mom had told me. You know what I mean? But I'm like, well, that doesn't add up, and this part doesn't quite make any sense, and why did you try to find me? You know, and he did, but I realized in the course of that time of my being mad at him, I'd also set boundaries up for myself. Like I said, when me and the girls would go on tour, I made sure to have a meeting with the security guards. Like, if a man comes to the gate and he says his name is this, do not, like, I set up my boundaries because I didn't know what he was going to bring into my life. Right. And I was like, I'm good right now. So all that time, I'm protecting myself. You know what I mean? But in all the time that I'm protecting myself, I'm also going through the most tumultuous relationships, choosing the wrongest dudes to be around.